Today marks 7 months since that deadly tornado nearly wiped Greensburg off the map.
And today another step on the town's commitment to rebuild itself as an environmentally friendly green community. KAKE's Nick Vinzant on hand for the key moment.
This little Honda Civic runs on natural gas, and Tuesday morning Schofield Honda of Wichita and others donated it plus a natural gas fueling station to Greensburg simply
because it was the right thing to do.
I think that our presence in Greensburg really gained us some awareness as, not just a car dealership that's trying to make money, but as a local company that's really trying to help out.
My name is Lee Lindquist, and I'm the Alternative Fuels Manager for Schofield Honda.
We really wanted to do something that would be good for the city, and the recognition that we got from that was more of an aside. That wasn't the primary reason for donating the vehicle. And I think that that really came through to customers. I think the media coverage of our donation and of our subsequent involvement with Greensburg has been very genuine. It hasn't been, we're not doing it just to get on television. We're doing it for the right reasons. And I think that that is reflected in people's opinions of us. When people come in and talk to Roger or I and said, "Oh yeah, you guys donated that car to Greensburg," they realize that we did it for those reasons.
Well, I think any initiative has to have an economic impact. It has to make sense. You have to have a return for the dollar. So at the cost and the investment of over $25,000, you want to make sure that this is really reaching the right people and that we're going to get the right amount of exposure for it. It's a tremendous amount of money. We could certainly have gone various different ways, from traditional advertising to doing something more locally here. I'm Roger Schofield, and I'm the owner and general manager of Schofield Honda in Wichita, Kansas. I still was a little nervous driving up there the day of the presentation, thinking, what am I driving into? And as we pulled up, there were several farmers in overalls and a lot of older townspeople that were greeting us. I got caught up in the feeling when you go to Greensburg and you meet the people there. That was an inspiration for me to stay involved with the project.
In general, Honda has a very good recognition for environmental leadership and also for fuel efficiency. So our whole green movement, I think the timing was really right for it, with energy prices going up and new EPA mandates in the city that are requiring lower levels of emissions. There are a lot of things that fell into place, but I'd say that one of the major catalysts was definitely us getting involved with Greensburg and having this new facility at our dealership that needed renovation. So it really gave us a lot of opportunity to redo some things right.
So we looked at what we already do, and we really tried to identify what we've been doing for years. We've been recycling our waste oil for over 15 years. We've had waste oil heaters in our shops, recycling that waste oil and using it to heat our facilities. We've been recycling our tires, we've been recycling our batteries, recycling our scrap metal, recycling paper, using recycled ink cartridges. You look at all the things you already do, you identify that, and then you say, what can we do to add to that? We've been talking about grain, and I said, anyone who's interested in being on a green team, I want your ideas. I don't want it to just be coming from me and upper management. So I kind of put myself out on a limb there, because in front of 75 people, if no one had raised their hand, it might have been a little bit of a downer, but immediately a dozen hands shot up. At our very first meeting, one of our green team members said,
"We know here living in Wichita how much trash is collected downtown after and before the Riverfest. Hey,
Honda's got a national campaign, it's Clean Up America. Let me contact them, because there's so much trash produced, maybe we can help them clean up the River Festival."
We collected quite a bit of trash. The cool thing about it is that we kept a log of how many people showed up, and we more than doubled what showed up last year. So you can
we gave them a lot of publicity. So,
well, yeah, I mean, through our marketing efforts, we ran several newspaper ads and TV spots. They directly attributed that doubling more than doubling the turnout to our marketing efforts. So that was a big deal. Somebody else brought up the fact that Earth Day was on the 22nd of April, and he said, why don't we give away a tree with every test drive and also register for a Civic Hybrid that Honda's giving away nationally. Another participant said, well, my dad owns a tree nursery, and that became our marketing campaign for April.
This month at Schofield Honda, with every test drive, receive a free tree. Go green and enter to win a new 2008 Civic Hybrid with up to 45 miles per gallon.
The whole team buys into what we're trying to sell. If you're going to be the friendly dealership, you got to make sure you don't have a lot of grumpy people. If you're going to be an environmental dealership, you got to make sure that the emphasis is on going green.
We need to get our employees to stop using the styrofoam cups until we can find a better alternative to that. So Roger got us some mugs. And
much appreciated. I bought 100. We've got 80 employees, 89 employees, so everybody should get their own mug. We didn't have recycling bins 6 months ago. We've got recycling bins now. A lot of times when people buy a car, they want to transfer the valuables they have in their old vehicle to their new vehicle. We were handing out plastic bags. I said, I got to go to recycled cloth bags.
Since we're trying to stay away from styrofoam, I noticed that all the plates that we're buying and bowls and all that stuff is all styrofoam, and maybe we need to look into paper on that too. I mean,
obviously there's a huge price difference in 22,000 styrofoam cups is $300 versus $4,000 for corn plastic.
Yeah. What about doing like some cross advertising and getting some other businesses to put their name on the cup?
Our coffee cup.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea.
Seriously, I mean,
Auto Image.
You could get with, Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and I'm thinking maybe Auto Image would chip in a little bit.
Farmers Insurance.
Let's each team member here come up with a minimum of 3 vendors that you can think of that would be good. Many of our best ideas come not from me, but from our employees. And that's just a matter of gathering people together and showing them your marketing initiatives, talking about it, and involving people at all levels.